Our parasha ends with two subjects that seem to be completely unrelated. The first is the topic of weights and measures. And Moshe tells the Jewish people that you have to be so careful when it comes to weights and measures. If you're a retailer and you're selling things, you're selling kilograms or liters, you have to make sure that your weights and measures are absolutely accurate and that you're not cheating your customers. And then at the end of the parsha, we have Zechirat Amalek, that we are told that we must remember what Amalek did to us. When the Jewish people came out of Egypt and after they had crossed the Red Sea, they were attacked from the rear by Amalek. Amalek were cowards. They didn't fear God. They attacked those who were at the back, who were weak, who were hungry, who were straggling along, and they attacked them. They had no fear of God. And the Jewish people fought against them. They didn't vanquish them. They didn't defeat them, but they weakened them to a certain extent. And we are told by the Torah, you should always remember what Amalek did. What have these two subjects got to do with one another? Or did the Torah just throw them together in a random way? And Rashi tells us that there is a connection, and it's a frightening connection. And he tells us as follows, that if you lie and you are dishonest about weights and measures, then you can expect that there will be attacks from the enemy. People like Amalek will come and attack you. What is so wrong with having dishonest weights and measures? And it's interesting that the Talmud compares it to a judge, that when somebody comes before a judge, they have to give the most honest judgment possible. They can't pervert justice. When a person is a retailer, in a way they're also like a judge. They're judging what exactly they should be given out to their customers, and they have to give it out precisely. Otherwise, they are thieves. But this is worse than normal theft. You know, when a person steals an object from one person, from one victim, he knows who he stole from. And therefore, when he wants to do repentance, when he wants to do penitence, he knows that he has to pay back that person. But if you're a shopkeeper, and for weeks and months and years, you have been using inaccurate weights and measures, you have been cheating hundreds, if not thousands of people, how can you ever do repentance? How can you do tshuva? And indeed, the Talmud says you can't. You can't do tshuva because you just don't know who you stole from. Maybe some of the people that you stole from are gone. They're dead. They're not around. So the Talmud says your tshuva, your repentance can never be complete. The best that you can do is make an estimate of the amount of money you cheated and give it to charity. Use it for communal funds to build something in the community. But you can never do proper repentance. That's why it's such a terrible thing. And it's a chilul Hashem, it's a desecration of God's name, especially if you have customers who are not Jewish, that they will point out and they'll say that that Jewish store owner is corrupt. And it's fascinating that Rabbi Lazer Gordon, who was the chief rabbi of Telz and also the Rosh Hashiva of Telz in Lithuania, when he first took up the position to become the Rosh Hashiva and the chief rabbi of the city, one of the first things that he did was he went into all of the retail shops and he checked the weights and measures. And people were grumbling about it. What has the rabbi got to do with weights and measures? The rabbi must check the kashrut. He must make sure that the matzah is kosher on Pesach. No, Rabbi Gordon felt that it was his responsibility to make sure that his balabatim, that his congregants had honest weights and measures. And this became so famous that when non-Jewish tradesmen would come into Telz, they would insist, please, only sell me something with the Rav's scales, using the scales and measures of Rav Lazer Gordon. That's the type of person, that's the type of Jew that you had in Lithuania. It was just as important to make sure that what you sold was honest as the food that you put into your mouth. And that's what the Torah tells us over here. You have to be honest in each and everything you do. And if not, God forbid, you could be attacked by enemies such as Amalek. This is our obligation of the Jewish people, to be a Kiddush Hashem, to sanctify God's name in whatever we do. I wish you a Shabbat Shalom.